I not given time to ask questions on Saturday. Today you can ask the questions in last 15 minutes. Okay, right. Look here. Up to now, what is the class construction happened up to now means, sir, we took one class. Inside this class, we are taking variables. Inside that class, we are taking variables. So class in Java can hold variables. That's the meaning actually. The variables in Java can be, repetition I am doing. The variables in Java can be primitive data type variable. Primitive data type variable. The variable can be non-primitive data type variable. Primitive data type variable or non-primitive data type variable. Primitive data type variable means the variable will be under 8 types. Byte, short, int, long, float, double, char and boolean. If you take one variable among these 8, we call it as primitive data type variable. This primitive data type variable will hold value. That's the meaning behind it. This variable can be static variable and non-static variable. The variable can be static. The variable can be non-static. Two options are available here. The variable which is declared with static keyword, we call it as static variable. Static variable will get the memory within the class while class loading and can be accessed with the class name. That's the theoretical information available with you. Non-static variable, 2 types are there. Non-static variable, theoretically 2 types are available with you. 2 types are available with you. So that is instance variable and that is local variable. 2 types are there. The non-static variable which is declared outside the methods. The non-static variables which are declared outside the methods, we call it as instance variables. These instance variables will get the memory within the object while object creation and can be accessed with the object name. That's a theory. Local variable, the non-static variable which is declared inside the method, we call it as local variable. This local variable will get the memory within the method frame or within the method while method execution, you can say. Now, the same theory is valid for your non-primitive data type variable. Same theory is valid for non-primitive data type variable also. If anybody says, when you are saying that local variable, somebody asks, what is global variable? They'll ask it. You must remember, there is no concept of global variable in Java because variable cannot be declared outside the class and no variable will get the memory outside the class. Means variable inside the method. Method part of class or part of object. So the variable can be inside the object, the variable can be inside the class. Only 3 locations. Class locations memory, object location memory and method location memory. We cannot find memory outside the classes. We cannot see. So there is no concept of global variable. It's a theory. Static variable as local variable, if anybody asked. So there is no concept of static variable as local variable. We cannot take static variables as local variables. That point to be remembered. Why, sir? Means static variable means must get the memory in the class. You cannot give a memory in the method frame. Not possible. So we cannot take a static variable as local. Sir, if I take, what happens, sir? Grammatical mistake means compilation error, means grammar not available. That's the information. After these variables, we took methods. After that variables, we took methods. Now, methods means some actions or some calculations, operations. So they do some actions on the data to generate some result. It's a theory. Now these methods are categorized into two types. One is static method, one is non-static method. One is static method, one is non-static method is available. Static method, non-static method. The methods which are declared with a static keyword, we call it as static methods. These static methods will get the memory within the class while class loading and can be accessed with the class name. Coding rule: static methods can access only static variable because the methods are available in the classes. They can access the variables from the classes. Because of this reason, static methods can access only static variable. They cannot access instance variable. The theory is there and the diagram also available to you already. Non-static method, you can call it as instance method, you can say. Non-static method, or you can call it as instance method, you can say. So non-static method means the method which is declared without a static keyword, we are calling it as non-static method. These non-static methods or instance methods will get the memory within the object while object creation and can be accessed with the object name. It's a theory. Now coding rule now. The instance method can access variable in the object, variable in the class, means can access both instance variables and static variables it can access. Sir, why the method of object can access the variable in the class? The reason, the object belongs to class or the object memory belongs to class. Because of this reason, the members available in the object can access members available in the class. The coding rule: instance methods can access both variables, static and non-static. These only rules, right? To explain that methods has two forms based on parameter. Some methods will some methods are declared with parameters, some methods are declared without parameters. For that we given one or two programs. Methods are two types: return type, non-return type. Some methods will return the value back, some methods will not return the value back. How to identify return type, non-return type means void, non-void. If a method declared with void, we call it as non-return type methods. The methods will not return any value back. When you remove that void, the void should be replaced with any one data type, maybe int, byte, short, and so on. It should be replaced with any data type. Indicates the methods will return the value after method execution. It's a theory. These return type methods will return the value back, and the return type value will return the value to the method call, you can say. In that method call, you can have one variable to catch the return type value. So these are the points available with us. So with parameter, without parameter, return type, non-return type. To give that practice, and we bring that logical programming components inside. Logical, they are not object-oriented programming components. They are logical programming components. Iterative statements, selection statements, transfer statement. These three are known as logical programming components. They are common to all the languages. Understood this point now? We are object-oriented programmers. Our flavor is object flavor. Because our syllabus covered up to variable and method is object-oriented syllabus. Logical programming components are iterative statements, selection statements, and branching statements. We bring them inside to construct the object-oriented. Their students should be clear. So that logical programming part you can select from any language. C language trainer also will write selection statements, iterative statements, branching statements. Python trainer, PHP trainer, .NET trainer, all the language trainers, they'll give training on that logical part. We are under object part. According to our syllabus, don't say loops covered, while loop covered, don't say. They are not our syllabus. Understood this point? Understood this point? Everybody, because students don't know that. Because all are practicing while loop. No, I also should practice. While loop is not object oriented component. For loop is not object oriented. It's a logical programming component. Clear this point? Our object oriented programming means our variables, our methods. That is our syllabus. But we also give 2 or 3 programs related to them to bring the switch cases, if else's, nested if. They will be coming till the ending. Logical programming components will be available till the ending. Up to now, for loop not entered into your course, exit not entered into the course, remaining parts entered, 1 or 2 programs are there. Again, we collect that programs, we do it. Such programs, again, we do it with a string chapter, we are going to do it. Until then, we are busy in moving our object-oriented syllabus. Understood this point? And that is the point. So, in this process, variables and methods, you should not have a doubt. I had while loop doubts, sir. I had for loop doubts, sir. One program I am not understanding, no problem. We'll go and repeat that program to you. That structure will be repeated. But everybody should read variables and methods. That is our object-oriented programming concept from core Java. Understood this point now? So how much part completed means 2 parts completed. That is variables and methods. Now if I scroll back like this, right? We are giving training on Java alphabets, variables, primitive, non-primitive. I given here the same information. Here methods. Static methods, instance methods, the same thing I written. After all the alphabets has been completed, I'll copy that content to your notes to see that all alphabets together. Okay, right? So up to now, I completed variables and methods. Clear everyone? Right? In this week, especially I missed one class on maybe Thursday, I think, right? Because of Thursday class missing, I not given time to ask questions on Saturday. That's the reason. Because that part I must complete it. That week part I must complete. In the 4th week, I must bring blocks, constructors, packages, IDE, Eclipse training should be done in this week. That is a program. Understood this point now? So because of this reason, what has been happened in the last week, if anybody has questions, today you can ask that questions. If not, tomorrow last 15 minutes, today 15 minutes, you can ask that questions to me, right? So meanwhile, I am going for the next 2 alphabets. One is block, one is constructor. Can I go forward now? Our syllabus. In your programs, any doubts are there? You just halt it and keep it. We are going to answer them again, right? That programs I given one assignment also, branch check assignment. I not given the solution to you. The reason string chapter will come. Maybe this week by Saturday the string chapter will come, or by Monday first day the string chapter will come inside. When the string chapter comes, again the logical program for loop will come there. Right? Again, the logical programming components will enter into the programming again. So logical programming components with object-oriented programming components with IDE Eclipse with string, we are going to do the coding part in the week 5. That's a point. Got it right? So up to then, we are busy in moving some content in object-oriented. Go for blocks in Java. The 3rd alphabet into the class is known as blocks. Understood now? Now class is going to hold blocks. Class is going to hold constructors in this week. Right? In this week, up to last week, the class is holding variable method. I am not highlighting main. So main comes under method category. The main comes under method category. I separated your main class so that the execution point I separated separately. Now I am concentrating on remaining alphabet, variable, method. Now class is going to hold block. So our syllabus is block and constructors in this week. That's the plan. Okay, right. Make a adding blocks in Java. small chapter, short chapter for reading purpose. Blocks in Java. So whenever you find time, read variables and methods, the notes. That is for interview purpose. You must be clear in variables and methods. The set of statements which are declared within the flower brackets. The set of statements which are declared within the flower brackets and executed automatically is known as block. The set of statements which are declared within the flower brackets and executed automatically is known as block. Underline the term automatically. Underline the term automatically. Sir, why, sir? Look here once. Before block coming into class, already we had variables, already we had methods, and now the block is coming. Already we had variables, methods, and the block is coming. Whenever we want to execute one method, we are calling the method for execution. Means if it is a static method, we call with the class name. If it is an instance method, we call with the object name. Finally, methods are called for execution. They will not run automatically. That's the point. So methods are executed on method call. One doubt will come to you. Sir, in the week 2, we highlighted static, non-static, and we given a much notes to you. In the week 3, whenever I am writing my assignments, all are non-static only. Observe that. I not used a static variable. I not used static. Yes. In real-time market, we are object-oriented programmers. We must work with the variable available in the object. We must work with the method available in the object. Because of this reason, your variables and methods are instances. By default, all your assignments will be instance variables, instance methods, because object-oriented programmer should work with objects. If we take static variable, memory will be in the class. If we take static method, memory will be in the class. You are not class-oriented programmers. But even then, class is under our control only. On demand, we are going to use it. Your project will say, use it means we'll say. Sir, in what form it says means, whenever we want to keep any programming component shared by multiple objects. If anybody want to share one variable, suppose one class generated 5 objects. One class generated 5 objects. Now all these objects want to share one variable. Then they'll keep the variable in the class. That is the concept. Now these 5 objects want to share one method. They'll keep that method in the class. Which one they want to share it, they'll keep in the class. Which one they don't want to share it, they'll keep in the objects. That only technique. Your project will say what variable has to keep it. Until then, don't keep it. We are working with instance variable and instance method. Theoretically, you know static variable and static method. That's the concept. Now, so the set of statements which are executed within the flower brackets and executed automatically is known as block. Automatically means as a programmer, we are not calling the blocks. Somebody on the switch off it. Now, we are not calling the blocks. Block call not there. We had a method call, no? Like this. block call is not available. Blocks are executed automatically. They only will be executed automatically. Let us find it like this. The blocks in Java, make it. The blocks in Java are categorized into two types again. Blocks in Java are categorized into two types. Static block, non-static block, nothing but instance block. Static block and instance block. Thus, an instance block we call it as non-static block, like method only. Static block and instance block we had. Now, make a siding static block. The block which is declared with static keyword. The block which is declared with the static keyword is known as static block. The block which is declared with the static keyword is known as static block. So generally, block means like this: open flower bracket, closed flower bracket, some set of statements. Whenever you write some set of statements within the flower brackets, we call it as block. Now this block declared with the static means we call it as static block. If you remove the static means it's called it as instance block, that only. So this is one static block. Write it, syntax. This is syntax. Static, open flower bracket and closed flower bracket. Within that we had set of statements are available. Now, sir, what is its execution behavior? Execution behavior. Execution behavior. Execution behavior means you know already. It is executed automatically, you know. Automatically, from now we are going to use that word automatically. Constructor, somewhere we write automatically. Somewhere in the future we write automatically means developer not involved, it only runs. That's the meaning of automatically. Whenever I write automatically means we are not involved. Because we are only code writer, but we are not. Variable methods under our control. Whenever I call the method will come. Whenever I call the method will come. But whenever it is a static block now, suppose any block is there, I am not calling, it only will run. Anyway, I understood, sir, the block is running automatically. But when it will be executed? When it will be executed? Means while class loading, after class loading, right? While object creation, after object creation, sir, when it runs, I want to know. That only execution behavior. Execution behavior is static block. the static block is executed with highest priority. Static block means highest priority, means method is there, block is there, means block is highest priority, right? Static block is executed with highest priority while class loading. That's a statement. Make it. Static block. Static block is executed automatically with highest priority while class loading. Static block is executed automatically with the highest priority while class loading. While class loading. Right. While class loading. Now see there. Static means class level. Static variable, static method, static block. Now that is, it's having a static block. Now, suppose in my program now, example program for demonstration once. So I am taking demo static block. So this is one main class I am taking. Demo static block, one main class. Like this. So in the last week, we started working with the subclasses. Anyway, I took one subclass for demo purpose. I took S test. Roughly I took it. Okay, right. So inside this, I'll take one static variable. I will take it. This is static variable. Static variable means, you know, memory in class. That imagination purpose I am writing that statement. Okay, right. I am taking one static method. Void m. I am taking one static method. I am taking void m. So static method means memory in class. See, while I am completing my syllabus, I am bringing statics. When I am working with programs, I am not using static. Observe this point. When some assignment program, no need. When I am covering syllabus, everywhere the static will come. Static classes, static interfaces, static inner classes, static imports, like this, many things will come. So class is saying that I also will have a components, it says. But we are object-oriented programmer, no, practice should be in the objects, generally. In the syllabus part, we bring that statics. Very right. That all syllabuses we cover it. Now static method. Anyway, I'll keep one message here. Print ln. Here display from m. Means static method m. Simply you can write m enough. Now, system.out.println, the value a is equal to plus a. Sir, static method can access static variable. We know that, sir, already. These two parts already covered. No, I took only static. I took it. I am not taking instance. Now, when the class is having all static members, static variable, static method, right? Object is needed, object not needed. Object not needed. You know that statement already. So for this, object not needed, sir, you can call that method. That method. See there, if I compile this program, example, I will compile this program to you once. I'll compile this program to you. Java C demo static block. I took like this the program. Sir, no answer. Understood this point now, right? Now, suppose this main method is there here. System.out.println. I kept one message as main. I kept it. Now, if I compile the program and run it, main will come. Here, main method is executed automatically. We write a notes to you actually. Main method is also not automatical actually. Main method is called by this command. Java command is there, no? This Java command will call that main method. Actually, that statement we make in bit last. Anyway, now main method is coming there. Subclass related method not coming because it cannot be executed automatically. We have to call it. So methods are executed on method call. So before that message, I am calling yes test dot m. I am calling. So this is static method call. Now before this message, this method is called, executed, and answer will come. My intention behind this output is static method available in the class is executed on method call using class. Statics are there means object not needed, you know, right? Now I am bringing one static block. This is one static block. So I'll keep a message here now. System.out.println. I'll keep a message. This is one subclass static block. The message is coming from subclass static block. Now I'll compile this program now and I'll execute it. Static block will run. So we are not calling the static block, it only executing or not now, right? Now the static block is saying that I also can access that variable. Means I also will print that variable. The value A is equal to plus A. Now static block says that I also can access static variable. Because static block also will get the memory in the class only. So static means class, no? It can access class. See there. Now I'll compile the program. I'll execute it. Static block says that I also can access. Understood this point, everyone? Right. Okay. Now I'll take one instance variable. I will take it. Int b is equal to 20. This is instance variable. Memory in object. Understood this point now, right? This b cannot be accessed by m. You know already. Understood this point or not? If we create object also, it cannot access. When the static method cannot access b, static block also cannot access. Understood that? That only I want to say now. Static block also same rule. Static blocks can access static variables directly, but cannot access instance variables. The rule like methods. Understood this point? Now see, I will execute that and show to you. Suppose M cannot print it. You know already, but I am repeating this point to you. The value B is equal to plus B. Now system.out.println the value B is equal to plus B. Now in this program, two errors. Compiler will give two errors. One error, static method M cannot access B. Static block cannot access B. There are two errors. Error will come when you don't follow the rule. Error will come when you don't follow the rule. That only error. Grammatical error. When the student cannot follow the rule, error will come. Beyond that, mistakes. Means what? Semicolon missing, space missing, open floor bracket missing. That are mistakes. They are type mistakes. Grammar different and type mistakes different. Type mistake means some keyboard not working, also some keys will not work. That's called typing mistake. Copy paste, you are dragging down, the copy paste will be missing. But when you are looking into program, these are all grammar mistake. Grammar means what are not available. If you do, error will come. That's the point. Okay. To remove this error, don't access. Don't access. Now answer will come. Already you've seen the answer. If I remove it, recompile and execute. Okay, right. Now, second point I'm repeating here. To write that second point. Here, write it. Under execution behavior, we write it. Static blocks can access static variables directly, but cannot access instance variables directly. But cannot access instance variables directly. Now, so one more statement to all. Look here. While object creations, the class will load only once actually. I made this statement in the before or not, I cannot remember, but the class loads only once. When you suppose you created two objects for the class, suppose you are creating two objects for the class. For the first object, the class will come. For the second object, class already available. Means what? Class loads only once onto the method area. So every time it will not load. For your execution, it loads only once. When the class is loading only once, static block executes only once. That's the point. Static block also executed only once. The third point is static block is one time executable block while class loading. And the class loads only once. While class loading, the static block executes only once. Finish. Second execution not there. That's the specialty of static block. Make it third point. Static block is one time executable component while class loading and the class loads only once. The class loads only once. Static block is one-time executable component. Underline that. One-time executable component. One-time executable component while class loading. And they will ask, how many times the class loads means the class loads only once. Second loading not there for the class. Once it comes, it is available. I am also loads only once here. I am loaded here means my all objects will come. Each notebook is my object only. On Thursday, date not there for you because class not loaded. I am not available means my object not there. Yours date not available in your book on Thursday 24th because I am in leave. That leave is planned leave only. Since 1 week back it has been planned. So 24th date not there means what? My notebook is my object. Understood this point now? Right. So once I loaded here, multiple objects will come. That's a concept. I am loading only once for this 150 students. I load only once. Got it right? Now. Sir, where I can use the behavior of static block in real time? Sir, where I can find in real time? Okay, sir. Static block definition. Okay. Static block execution. Okay. It executes while class load with the highest priority. Okay, fine. And it access only static variable. Fine. And it executes only once. Okay. Sir, where you must use this component in real time? Where I should use it? In real time, database connections will come. In advanced Java, database connections will come. The database connection code we are going to write in the static block. Why, sir? Static block executes only once. Database connection also establishes only once. So according to the real-time market, there is one architecture known as MVC. Model View Controller. One architecture is there. According to that architecture, database connection must be established only once. For that, as a code writers, we use static block because in the total Java alphabets, variable, method, block, constructor, remaining all command, among that all alphabets, who runs only once means a static block. Methods also you can execute for 2 times because if you call second time, the method will come. Yes or no? If you want to call this method, call it. Once again, you can call it. The methods you can call. How many times you want it, you can call it. Because the method is available in the class only, no. Whenever you want to call it. When you call it, the method will come to Java stack area, executes, destroys. Again you call. It will come, executes, destroys, again you call, it will come, that only. Next line method you are calling, no? 2-3 times you are calling next line method or not now? To read branch, to read name, to read roll number, the same way. This method is also called any number of times. Like your machine only, Andy. VLC player sitting in C drive. Today you click on that VLC player. The VLC player will be opened in the RAM. Opened in the RAM. Executed, running some songs there. You want to shut down it. Close the VLC player, shut down it. Closing VLC player, not destroying. No, it is going back to the C drive. No, it resuming back to the C drive or run. That only happening. When you're next day, if you on the system, what happened now? Again, if you click on VLC player, again it comes to the RAM. Why it is coming to RAM? I said no. King is looking into RAM. I said or not now. Here also same. Where is the method is sitting now? Class. Click on, click it, not clicking. Call that method. When you call the method, where the method will come? Method will come to Java stack area. Why? Sir, King is sitting there. Our diagram also that only know. So the method will come there. So after execution completed, what happened? Destroy it. We are not destroying. It only destroying automatically or not. The method frame destroys automatically after method execution completed. Again, if you want to call it again. So I am calling for the second time or not now. Like this. That's the point. You can call the method any number of times you can call it. But static block only once. Static block is coming only once or not now? That is a specialty of static block. Static block is only one-time executable component. Once the class loading completed, static block also completes. Once it is completed, we cannot call for the second time. That's the point. Let's make it note in real time. Note. In real time, static block is used in DAO, data access object layer. In real time, static block is used in DAO layer, part of MVC, model view controller. Model view controller. In real time, static block is used in DAO layer. DAO layer of, you can say, DAO layer of MVC to hold database connection code. Database connection code. Database connection code. In real time, static block is used in DAO layer of MVC to hold database connection code. Everybody clear? Right. Just remember as that point, if anybody asked, of course, when you go for interview for any core Java, they'll ask this question, where we use static block. Static block means to hold database connections. If we can remember, say that one statement. If we can remember the total statements, you can say. When you come to advanced Java, we prepare that statement to you. Meanwhile, situation came, I'm asking, how many of you started Oracle? Raise your hands. Right. How many of you started HTML, CSS, JavaScript? Raise your hands. Right. Who has been not started Oracle? Raise your hands. Not started. Okay. Who not started HTML, CSS, JavaScript? Not right. Because for you, next coming batch is advanced. Got it, Bund? Right. For a full stack Java developers, for you, next coming batch is on the way. Advanced will come first. Advanced will come first as a parallel batch. Why means you are nearer. After blocks, constructor, ID, Eclipse will come. After that is strings, wrapper classes, references will come. References, inheritance, interface, you are nearer. That is a object-oriented flavor. Once I complete that, management will bring advanced. Right? Before that, I asked you to cover some part Oracle, some part HTML. Right? In that HTML, anybody started CSS? Raise your hands. Not started. HTML first. Second is CSS. Third is JavaScript. After that JavaScript, Angular will be started for you. Angular 13 will be started. When the Angular is running, they'll start Bootstrap, one framework. That all UI only. Understood this point? Right. Oracle completed means they'll stop it. They will not give MySQL to you now only. They'll give Oracle some part and they'll stop because advanced Java trainers will use Oracle. We use Oracles and we give a training. When the project started web services and there we use MySQL. We trained a MySQL, that part. Right? Okay. Once core Java ended with some part to 80%, then Selenium will come. Understood? That's the point. Right? Once advanced Java started, advanced Java second unit will be there. That is servlets. When servlet started, your Spring Boot with the microservices will be started. Understood it? When it is started, they'll start DevSecOps. Module will be started. Understood it? So here you are busy with the three classes, I think. Oracle, HTML, and because last 3 weeks you joined on third or somewhere, right? Okay. Means first week is a demo week. Last 2 weeks you are in the alert mode. If anybody not started, start now. So say in the Telegram batches, and if not, I'll ask them to, I'll post it in your Google Classroom today. If not, I'll ask somebody to post it. right? Management. So who not started? Started because I am nearer, because they'll be depending upon, next schedule will be depending upon me. Because of this reason, I'll take logical components, some part. I'll give the remaining part with strings, remaining part with arrays. Like this, I'll add that component to my syllabus and come. I will not keep on wasting my time there. The reason that Flavor should be biggest course, no? I must carry forward my flow should come. So that syllabus flow will be carried, and the logical components I'll add. Some part I added in the last week. Some part I've added in the next week. Strings are coming. I'll add their remaining part. And there some training and revision will be done. Again, we add that part to last. Arrays will come. Arrays, collections, maps. There we add the logical components again. Again, while loop, for loop. Again, do while loop. That all we bring it. Like this, we add 3 levels. We add that logical components slowly. Student, in the first part, clumsy. Means last week is a confusion week for you. I know. But that is a common week. Variable, method, block, where object should not be taken. We know that the confusion mode will be there. Now after the blocks, constructors, packages, ID, Eclipse completed, clarity will come. Then we move on to again logical programming components with object Flavor we move. Like this, some clarity will come and the travel going on. Right? Okay. Just I remembered because database connection I said no, I remembered. So how many of you completed Oracle? Who not started? You start Oracle. Okay, right. Okay. Now here, that example program I'll paste here. Demo static block dot Java. See there. Now one doubt will come here now. Sir, if I have a static block in the main class also available or not now? See there. This is main class, no? This is main class, no? Right. In this main class, I'll give the static block. In the main class, I'm giving, you can take the main static block in the main class also, no issue. Because main class also class only, no. Main class, it also can hold variable, it also can hold blocks. But only for clarity purpose in training process, I removed that main class separately. Okay, right. So I am keeping one static block here. Now system dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. Here, this is main class static block. I am keeping one comment. Main class static block. I am putting one comment. Now, main class static block I am keeping. I am running this. See there. Just now I said now. Here also you can comment it. Now the main method is in the class level or object level? Class level. So memory in class. Sir, main is one static method. Static block also one static. Okay, right. The two are in the class level. Among the two, who must have the highest priority in execution? You feel it as in main as a normal method, you feel it. Now, who will have the highest priority in execution? According to the rules, who must have the highest priority? Block only. Who will have the highest priority now? Block. Static block is executed with the highest priority while class loading. Getting or not now? So definitely static block must have the highest priority, sir. Now let us check it. Main will come first, static block will come first. Let us check it. Understood this point now, right? So if I execute it, if I compiled and executed, static block from main will have the highest priority. Can you see the above output? First one. What is the first one now? Main class static block. Who is executed first now? Static block from main executed. Small things you have to read bit carefully and remember it. The reason, for your technical question papers, they'll give some small program they'll give it. They'll ask the questions. That programs they'll give based on static blocks. Because static block behavior student cannot catch properly. Static block based programs, they'll give it. Constructor based programs, they'll give it. Some keywords, private, final, because they'll confuse you. Private, final. Inheritance, this keyword, super keyword, super off, this off. Such components only, based on that only programmatical questions would be there. That all syllabuses, that all interview point of view. So here, if you find any static block in the main class, highest priority, even executed before main method. Okay, right. Now, same rule now. Static block also you can take the variable, sir. See, I am taking variable. So, static int some x is equal to 100. I am taking. Understood this point now, right? So, static means what now? Sir, this variable memory in class. Now, the static variable can be accessed by the static method. Main can access. So, system.out.println main can access. The value x is equal to plus x. Now, static block also can access. So, system dot out dot println the value x is equal to plus x. Now the static block also trying to access this x. Now answer will come. Main class static block accessing 100 and main method accessing 100. Before this message, it called the class from the subclass related components are called. So subclass static block, subclass method, and so on. So here, call this method only once anyway. You understood that? Moreover, instance variable not accessed, remove that instance variable. So what he observed in this program, sir, all are statics. Static variable, static method, static block. You can declare static variable, static method, static block in subclass. You can declare static variable, static method, static block in main class. So which class will be loaded first for the execution now? Main. So main class static block is coming. After that subclass will be loaded. So subclass static block will come. That only output. The output is, the final output is main class static block, then subclass static block, then of course I called subclass method, I called first. It is methods, our wish only know which method comes, that method will come. I am calling m. So after that main. So this is the output we had. Right. So for this program, we present one small diagram. The reason, you had a diagram on variables, you had a diagram on methods. So third variable is block now. We present one small diagram for imagination. So which class is coming? In this object not there now. In this program object not there. Just for imagination purpose, execution flow of above program. So how many class files will come in this program now? 2 class files. Yes or no? How many class files now? 2 dot class files. One is stest.class file. One is demo static block dot class file. 2 class files will come. stest.class file and this is demo static block dot class file and this is one main class. Now we are loading main class onto Java stack area anyway. Now just observe it. Method area where classes are loaded. It's like a revision to you again. Heap area where objects are created. Today objects are available or not available? Not available. So here Java stack area. Remaining all no need to remember it. Right? Remember remaining all you must read when the interview is there. When the interview is there, remaining all you must read it. Right? Class loader, subsystem, PC register, native method, that all for interview only. For imagination daily, these three are enough. Where class loads, where object creates, where it executes. There you must have a clarity. Right? While loop, for loop, you keep aside them. They are logical components. Generally, students will be weaker in logical programming, we know already. So, you are learning object-oriented flavor. Our object-oriented, we are perfect or not, you have to check it. Variable, method, now blocks. Right? Divide it and learn it, don't be confused. Okay, right? That logical components, again, we can sit and have a discussion on them. Don't worry. Okay, right? So, our object-oriented flavor, sir, I had a diagram on variable. I had a diagram on method. Means I had imagination on variables. I had imagination on methods. So I want imagination about a static block, not still I not brought instance block. Okay, right. Now, sir, this is method area anyway, where classes are to be loaded. Heap area for today's program, we don't have an object. Another one is Java stack area anyway. Now the first class loaded is nothing but main class will be loaded. Yes or no? Right. So main class will be loaded. The main class is nothing but demo static block. This is the class we loaded. Already you know the theory, no? While class loading, static members will get the memories. Today all are static only, right? Let us look into the main class now. Sir, X is there. So give them loading. Loading is going on. Loading is going on. So X will get the memory here. X will get the memory here. Now main will get the memory. Public static void main will get the memory. Now, static block will get the memory. Static block got the memory. This is loading. First loading, then execution actually. Understood this point? First loading should be completed. Now the class loading completed. Once the class loading ended, immediately static block is executed. That's the concept actually. Immediately. Why means among that three, who is having highest priority means static block. So class loading completed means immediately static block will come for execution. So static block will come for execution. Immediately the class loading completed. Immediately the class loading completed. It will come. That's called, we write it highest priority. While class loading we write it because that execution is taken part of class loads. Once loading completed, immediately it starts. With the highest priority, it starts. So we write it as 1. With the highest priority, the static block will come out. So output will come. So output will come. When the static block came, here also frame will come. Method frame you are calling, no? That frame will come. Here also frame will be there. That block will come and execute it. The block can access the variables from the class as if like static method it can access. Once execution completed, it will be destroyed. Same process, because the output is static block first. Main class static block is coming first or not now? That's the reason. And printing X also. Okay, right. Now, once execution completed, now main method will come. Now who will come now? Main method will come. Because main method comes under method category, the loaders will say, main method wait. For you, highest priority component is available in your class, that is static wait. We load the static first. If static block not there, I might have loaded you. Up to now, main only came no, the last week. But static block is there means you are the second priority, you have to wait it. That will happening. So now the main will come. Now the main will come. So public static void main, the main will come for execution. Once the main method came here now, in the main method some code is there. The code is stest.m. Understood this point now? We are having stest.m. stest.m. One line is there. So m belongs to stest. That is the meaning actually. Now the execution control will see that line. I must execute one method m which belongs to stest. Now the execution control will be looking in the method area. Is there any class stest? Not available. So who is sitting in method area now? Sir, demo static block is sitting. stest is not available. When the stest is not available, the loader, execution control will pass information to loader. I want to stest. Then stest will be loaded. Understood this point? All right. Now stest is loading. Now stest is loading. So subclass is loading now. stest. Now stest also having the static members, no? Right. Look into stest. There are three components available. One is A, one is M, one is static. Now here A will get the memory. First static members has to get the memory. A will get the memory. Now M will get the memory. Because static. M will get the memory. Void M will get the memory. Now static block will get the memory. Static block will get the memory. Same process, no? Now loading completed. Once loading completed, immediately one block should be executed. The static block is available or not now. Immediately the static block will come out. Only concept. So first the static block will come out. First the static block will come. With the highest priority, the static block will come. So we are giving highest priority for it. That is 3. Understood now? Right. So static block from subclass answer will come. Answer came or not now? Right. Once the subclass static block execution completed, then it applies the call. Now s dot m. I'm waiting for the call or not now. Now m, you come. Because you are the second priority, you are waiting there till the block execution. Of course, this is executed. Your output came and this is destroyed. Then only m will come. Then only m is coming with the priority 4. And this is m. Now that m is executed now. Understood now, right? So first static block from main, then static block from subclass, then method from subclass. So m came out now. M came out or not now? Right. After this m came out now, m will be destroyed. Again the control will come to main or not now? Yes or no? After that, when it comes to the main, I said no, program counter register will show where you stopped. Program counter registers will record it and keep it, no, which line you executed, where you are going, from where. Again, if you come back, I'll show the status. That's the only concept. It comes back to the main. When it comes back to the main method now, this line execution completed. You have to execute which line now? Sir, system.out.println x. So I must execute here system.out.println. Some message will be there. Anyway, I kept some message. System.out.println, some message. System.out.println x. You can access the x, no? Yes, sir. Main method can access static variable. It takes x out. This is the x. X is taken or not now here? No need to draw the arrow, but okay. Then the main method output is coming. Understood this now, right? What is the first output now? So this will be destroyed anyway. What will be the first output means? Sir, this is the first output. This is the first output. Yes or no? Right. Sir, after that, the numbers will be confused again. Can I give A, B, C, D? Right. Because A. This is the first output came roughly. Then this is the second output B. This is the third output C. And this will be the fourth output. Understood this? Why I given this much of time on static block to you? The reason in your question paper, this to trace that output, this output, they'll give the output to you. One program, then output will be there. From the output, you have to match the program or not now. This much of diagram drawing time not there, no. In your examination, there will be only 1 minute or 1.5 minutes will be there for each question. Maximum 2 minutes you have to spend it. If you want to work more efficiently, you can work up to 1.5 minutes, you can work it. In that 1.5 minutes, you have to trace the output or not now. Confusion. So static blocks are there means more confusion. So on that day, method area, heap area, Java stack area, you cannot write. No, it takes 5 to 10 minutes. I want to take 15 minutes. No. But why we try attention? Imagination. Immediately the imagination. Methods, variables, okay, over. Now blocks will create headache to you because they are executing automatically. No. Subclass means when it comes. Main class means when it comes. If 2 blocks are there, one after the other will come. So like this, you must be in position to identify them. Because I drawn the flow to you, this is the flow. All of you understood the block and says or no to me, right? Based on this, I'll give some questions, not practical questions. That same question paper type questions I'll give it. Means snapshots I'll give it. Means small programs I'll give it. Under that you are able to answer the FAQ questions or not, you have to check it. So like this, we upload few questions to you in the Google Classroom related to block and constructor together. You have to check back whether you are answering or not. This will play a crucial role for the interview. Okay, right? In a practical, only once we use it, that is in advanced, unless we never use a static block. Because methods are dominating, in advanced Java, we use static block 1 or 2 times in practical. But in the theoretical point of view, for interview, it is playing a role to you, right? Okay. So this is the program for today, right? Can I stop the class? Right? Because I came late. Last Monday also, I came late 10 minutes. So this week I had a lot of work on it because last week one holiday I given. Tomorrow working only. Shivaratri is there, no? But we are working for tomorrow. I only said on Saturday to you already. Tomorrow we are having a class. Venkatesh sir, any work is there only, you will have a work. Okay, right? I am coming by tomorrow. Tomorrow class is there, same time. So tomorrow I will come in time. Today out of station I came late. So tomorrow onwards I must consume, means I must save some time and move the syllabus. I had a lot more work. Any doubts available in the programmatical part, offline students, whenever you find time, you can bring your laptops and check it and you can go, get it corrected and go. I'll be sitting here only. In the break time, you can come. Generally, I'll be sitting in this room by 12:40. I'll be free. Generally, if not, my senior batch students will be sitting here. Advanced Java batches will be sitting here. They'll be working with some programs, and so they'll be working. I'll be sitting here by 12:40. They'll be working here. Few 3 or 4 students will be working. If you're nearer, if you want to ask a question, you can come in the time. I can give more time to speak to you. Any doubts are there? If not, my senior students will be me. That also your senior batch students. If not, they also will correct your problem and they'll send it. Anybody will be there. Okay, right? Offline students, you can come by 12:40. I'll be sitting here. Any doubts is there? Got it, right? So meanwhile, lab is there. Lab faculty is there in the 5th floor, I think. They opened, I think. Right? If not, you can go there. This is a point. Okay, right. Take a break. Thank you very much for today. Offline. Online students, put your questions to me today. Online students, put your queries to me today. Saturday not given any time to you. సబ్ క్లాస్ ఉన్న స్టాటిక్ బ్లాక్ సబ్ క్లాస్ లోడ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు సబ్ క్లాస్ లోడ్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు లోడ్ అయిన ఇమ్మీడియట్ గా స్టాటిక్